Hello, welcome to Empower 2020, Automate Your Life, Improve Efficiency and Accuracy. I am Nichole Braswell, and I will be running the session with you. Just keep in mind the session is being recorded, and I'll include the chat and Q&A as well. So let's get started. Sorry. Hi, everybody. Again, my name is Nichole Braswell. I will be your session speaker today. Just a reminder, we are here. Myself and some colleagues will be available throughout the presentation to do some Q&A for questions about the topic. Definitely chat if you need any technical assistance or just want to say hi. And keep in mind, we will have a live Q&A at the end of the session here. So let's get started. Agenda for today's session, we'll go through some introductions, what to expect out of the session here, use case and app review to discuss our exercises that we'll be doing for automations, and some Q&A. Introduction. So we'll be using some automations to improve your efficiency, create some rules that'll eliminate the need for manual entry. We'll review a couple of examples such as status updates, project workflow separation, preventing those orphan records, and discussion on the type of automations available. We'll cover some step-by-step process. We'll identify, define, and automate a workflow to improve efficiency and accuracy of the data in your QuickBase application. Again, I'm Nichole Braswell, Regional Technology Coordinator at Pike Engineering. I am based out of Raleigh, North Carolina. 20 years of operation support management and recently transitioned into technology. Been working with QuickBase applications and developing them for the last about 2.5 years. More importantly, I am also a wife, mother of 5 crazy kids ranging in ages from 21 years old down to 18 months. A local theater community theater actress, farm girl, and self-proclaimed QuickBase nerd. So, all right, let's automate your life. What to expect? Well, we're gonna talk about how to update, modify, or delete records based on a trigger. And then we'll also create multiple records or separated workflows as well. And we'll see each of these actions using the in-app automations and pipelines. So our use case, we have ABC Engineering Company. Background, engineering company that specializes in electrical engineering and consulting for utility companies. Problem, constantly dealing with redundant data entry based on the customer's needs. Important, but redundant. So this is the app that we'll be using for the demo. It's just a very simple, for these exercises, relationships. So we have a clients table that's related to the projects table, and we have projects table that's related to the task table. The 2 tables below, the OPT teams and the task types, we'll get into that later on exercise number 2. So here's our home page. We have a projects list and we have a task list. Projects and tasks are related. And we've got 3 projects right now, 2 of them with related tasks. So let's have some fun. Exercise number 1, updating related records. What's the problem? Related tasks need to be updated in QuickBase when the parent project is closed or deleted. Okay, consideration. Status field is a formula. So if the end date is before today, the project is closed, the status is closed. And if not, it stays open, okay? The status field formula is assigned to the projects and the tasks. So each status has the same formula. So what's the solution? Well, right now, people are going in and they're closing the project and they're going into the task and they're closing the task by updating the end date. Or you can do that one at a time, you can do it grid at it, depends on the access of the end user. So right now we're going to create an automation that closes any related tasks once the project is marked as closed. We're going to go about this 2 different ways. So let's use automations to start, and then we'll go into what it looks like in pipelines. All right, So we are at our home page. Here we go. And let's get to our automation. So go to your settings button and click automations. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So new automation. It's our first one for the application. Let's go. So when the data changes is what we're going to select. So rule number 1, name your automation, name your pipeline. And I like to be specific. So close project, update related tasks. So when you see it on the list, you know exactly what this thing's going to do. So we want to do it when a user modifies a record and where. We want to modify it in the projects table. So additional criteria. Okay, so let's go with any of the fields. No, we need any of the following fields. So when the status, let's go with status. We want to do this every time the status changes. So when the status of the project is, so we're going to go here and so status is equal to the value of open and close. That formula gave us our options. So when the status is closed, we're going to add an action. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to modify the task. So we're going to modify a record. So next, and the all task table. QuickBase is smart enough to pull the tables that it's related to. So finish. And within our filter, it kind of gives us the default. So related project is equal to the project name. That's our key field. That's what links the task to the project. So it's there. We could pick other things, but this one applies. So for that, what are we going to do? All right. So when we update it, we want to take the task end date. We're going to update the task end date, and we're going to copy a value from another record. And we're going to copy it from the project end date because they need to match. When the project end date happens, the task end date happens. So we're going to click it like this, and there we go. And this is our automation. So let's go ahead and save and close it. All right, go back to, all right. So close project, updated related. So let's go back to our home page. And let's see this bad boy in action. Okay, so let's pick one of these projects here. So let's go with fuse replacement. Now reliability, there's more of them. So reliability study, we got an email from the customer. We are done. And the project was closed out in, email says May 10th. Okay, so we're gonna edit. We're gonna go to the end date. And we're gonna go to May 10th. And you see the status updated to closed for the project, but nothing's going on here, right? That's cool, we're still open. So save and close. And automation goes, it'll spin a little bit. There you go. Now the end date for the task is the same as the end date for the project, and the tasks are closed just like the project's closed. Go back to our list here. And there you go, they're closed. They're red because they're closed. So that is what it looks like in automations. So what does this look like in pipelines? And if you haven't watched the pipelines sessions or you haven't attended them, I definitely recommend them. I'm only going to go into what these look like between the two systems, but if you want some really in-depth discussion on pipelines and channels and opportunity, I highly recommend it. All right, so here we go. Step number 1, name your pipeline. Pipeline's cool, they got these channels, and it's also drag and drop if your mouse cooperates. So when the record is updated, pick your token. Being a little wonky here. Okay, so we're going to update the record in the projects table. Again, same logic. All right, so this time we're going to go with trigger on any field. No, we need a specific field. So what's the trigger on this field? We're going to do when the end date happens. So if you do it this way, if you have an end date that's like 3 months from now, you can update the end date and then they'll close the other automation. It'll close it as well. So end date, search records. Ugh. So now we'll search the record, which is where we're linking, again, finding that link between the task and the project. So we're going to search records in the tasks table, and we want to find, let's pull in our fields here. So what are we going to change? We need the related project for the link, the end date for the update. We're pulling those in, and we're going to go to the query. So when the tasks related project is equal to, equals, and we go to this here, project name, drag and drop. So now we're going to search the task table, and when a task equals the project that's been updated, what are we going to do? We're going to update the record. There we go. So you can see that's where it is. And then we need to add a field right here. And we're going to go to the task end date. And what do we want that task end date to be? We're going to go here to table 1, our activated projects, and we want the task end date to be the same as the project end date. And that's it. Same 3 steps. Boom. So once you have it good, you're going to turn your pipeline on. And when you change the end date in a project, it's going to copy the end date to your tasks as well. So don't have to keep in mind of where it is and all of that good stuff. So that is how we do that. Next is, let's delete a project. How does automations help? Well, when you delete a project or you delete a parent record that has child records or related records, if you don't catch them all, then you get that like phantom blank filter. So if you delete the project, it's going to delete the task. Otherwise, you've got to remember to go do that, or you got to remember to do the tasks first, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we're going to go in and let's see what this looks like in automations. Okay, so we're going to go back to our settings, automations, and a new one. So again, when the data changes is what we're going to go for. Step 1, name your automation. I'll say it a million times. Name them. So project deleted, delete related tasks. Come on. There we go. All right, awesome. So when a user deletes a record in the project table, okay, additional criteria, let's check it out. Do we want specific fields? No, any of the fields. When you delete a record, it's gone, right? So we're doing that, and then we're going to add an action, excuse me, and we're going to delete the record in our task table. Again, QuickBase knows what it's related to. It's going to give you your options first. You can go in other ones, but there it is. So do we need a, okay, so the related, and we're done. That's it. So now we've got our project deleted, delete record related tasks. Let's go and see how it works. So if we were to delete a project, we'd have to do at least 3 to 4 clicks, even if you use grid edit to delete all of the records together. So we're going to go in, fuse replacement update, never should have happened. All right, it's a duplicate. So we're going to go in, we're going to delete the project and the 2 tasks. Delete. Here we go. We see it's gone from the project table. Okay, let's go home. Let's see if those tasks are still there. They're not going to be there. And boom, there they are. Project's gone, task is gone. 1 click. All right. So what does this look like in pipelines? Just as simple, same logic. When the record is deleted, we're going to search the records for the relationship between the related project and the project name, and we're going to delete the record in the task table. Saving some time doing that step by step, same logic, okay? All right, let's get to where it's really fun. Exercise number 2, adding multiple records. Now, this is a real life situation for myself and my team. One of our customers kind of gave us a good one. So Grid optimization analysis studies are done by teams. Each team must have 7 set types of workflows as tasks under the project. Consideration, data entry, personnel must take repetitive steps to enter each task separately every time a new team is assigned. Human error is a factor. What is our solution? Use an automation that will create each of the 7 tasks in the task table when a team is assigned. Okay, so let's talk about this. Here are the 7 separate tasks, okay? We can't have duplicate task names on the same project, what it is. So these are going to be Team 1, initial planning and segmentation. Team 1, initial planning review meeting. Team 1, normal configuration, rinse and repeat. Team 2, initial planning and segmentation, rinse and repeat. Now this isn't as bad of a situation for data entry if you get 1 team a day or 1 workflow a day. But when you get 5 or 6 a day, this is going to take up a lot of your time. And what I'm about to show you with the automations in the pipeline made it actually cut our work down by like 20%. And our project analysts were able to focus on other things besides just data entry and spelling errors. I'll show you. So this is where it is. So we are actually housing the task types in this particular table called task types. We'll get into that, okay? So we're going to start with automations, and then we'll get into pipelines. Let's talk about this. Okay, those 2 tables, again, we've got the 7 task types in the task type table, and then we've got a separate table called OPT teams, okay? Grid optimization, we're gonna call them OPT teams. We're gonna start in OPT teams. Okay, this is where we're going to create the team, and the automation is going to create the 7 tasks connected to the project in the task table and link it to the project at the same time. Okay, so just wanted to cover that there. All right, let's get started. So we're going to create a new automation when the data changes. So name your automation. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in here a little bit just so everybody can see what's going on. So new automation. Yikes. Sorry about that. Okay, when the data changes, name your automation right here. Okay, so we're going to call this the OP team. Let's say create related, yeah, create tasks. Let's keep it simple here. Okay, cool. So now, when a user adds a record in the OP teams table, what do we want to do? All right, so we're just going to add an action. We're going to add a record. That's what we want to do. We want to create a task. Every time a team is created, we want to create these 7 tasks. Now, this is going to seem a lot, but remember, 1 and done. You build this once, you don't have to do it 63 times a day. All right, so we're going to start with our task name. So we're going to type and copy values because our task name is our team name dash task type. Okay, so we're going to go in and we're going to find the team name down here, which is off the screen. All right, so dash. Okay, give me a second. All right, dash, and then our first task type is initial planning and segmentation. Okay, so that's our team name. Next, we'll need to get our start date, and we're going to copy it from a record, and we're going to copy it from the team that is created, and that is right there. Start date. Up, up, up. Okay, here we go. Start date. And then also we need to link it to the project right here. Boom. Okay. So that's task number 1. We're going to have to do this 6 more times. Not a problem. 1 and done, right? So go ahead. We're going to add a record to the task table right here. And so we're going to copy a value. No, that's not what it is. So this is what it looks like when you goof. So we're going to, let's see, I'll show you what happens. Okay. Nope, we need to copy and type. Type as in from your keyboard, type it. All right, so let's go back here. We're going to get the team name dash our next type. Okay, so initial planning review. Okay, and then meeting. So next step, we want to pull in the start date from the project. So we're going to copy the value from the, from the team. And we want the related project to link it in the relationship. There we go. Number, all right, we're going to add a record. And I'm going to do this pretty quick right now. So just follow along. It's just kind of rinse and repeat. So we're going to add a record to the task table, type and copy, team name dash next step off of our list is, okay, I've got normal, configuration, analysis. Okay. What else do we need to add? Start date, copy from the record, start date. You should all be experts by now. And the related project and related project. Okay. Couple more times. All right. Add record. See how fast it can go. Once you know, there we go. We got it going. All right. Let's create that task name. Type and copy. Team name. Dash. What's the next one? All right. So we got contingency analysis. All right, next start date. So bear with me, there's a reason why we're going through all of this. I just want to show you what you can do in these situations. So again, figure somebody has to do this, creating these tasks one at a time, every single time, multiple times a day. This is what they're going through. All right. But again, if we could just build this one time, go through these steps one time, you could break it, you could just make it one and done for everybody. So planning and protection review, meeting, next, get our start date for the task, and let's link it to the project, so related project, right here, right here. All right, related project. So we got two more, we're done. All right. So we got, sorry I'm being quiet, I'm trying to think. So again, this is within automations, within your application. You do have to kind of go through these things. There's another variation where, you know, there's another split to it, but this is what we're doing. So because we have one record being created in one table, we're creating 7 related records in another table with a click of a button once we're done. So we're going to do the last one here. Task name is our team name dash, what's our last one? Final client review. Okay, let's grab our start date for the task, which is going to be the same when the team is assigned. So start date, and then we're going to go in here and related project and related, and there we go, done. So yes, it's a lot, but it's great. So we're going to go back and review. Here's the human error. Initial only has 1 T. So review your steps real quick. Yep, there's another one. This is the human error that we talk about. It happens, even to the best of us. So we're going to go through. We look good, 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 and good. All right. So we're happy with what we've got. Let's save and close the automation, and let's watch it work. All right, so we're going to go back to our home page. We're going to go to our OPT team table here. All right. 1 second here. Okay, come on. All right, there we go. Wonky. So go ahead. Let's zoom in a little bit here. So new team. All right. Okay, so let's start at 521. All right, team name. Let's call it Team Empower. All right, it's linked to the grid optimization project, automatically in there. We defaulted that, by the way. And all right, so now the team is saved. Did our automation work? We sure did. There they are, all 7, with our 521 start date and linked to our related project of the grid optimization analysis. So that is how you build that in automations. Now, that took us about 8 minutes with me talking to do it. What does it look like in pipelines? This is where I get a little excited too. So let's check it out in pipelines. All right, here we go. So step 1, name your pipeline, always. We're going to call it OP team creation. Created. Create tasks. Okay, checkbox. So remember all those steps we had to do? I'm going to show you about a loop. So we created that task type table with the list of all the task types, okay? So we'll start with the same logic. When a record is created in the OPT table, let's pull some fields in. So we're going to use the related project for the linking, okay? We're going to use the start date and the team name, okay? So when we create a record in the table, what do we want to do? We want to search first. What are we searching? Well, this time, let's see, pull in, we're going to search within the task type. What this is going to do is going to do a loop. So it's going to go through that table with our 7 task types, okay? And every time it comes across one, it's going to create what we want to create, okay? So we're going to pull in the task type and the step number, and let's go. So what do we want to do? Okay, we're going to add, we're going to create a record. Now notice in the search records, I didn't put any queries in there. It's just for everything that's in there, let's do this, okay? So what do we want to create? We want to create the record in the task table. Here we go, task table. What do we need to create? Okay, so pull in all the fields that you need to fill in. So we need our related project. We need our start date. Task name is a required field, so Pipelines is going to pull it in. You don't have a choice. You got to do something with that field. So let's start with our start date. Okay, we want to go back to table A, our OPT team, and we want to pull the start date of the team. And we want to pull the related project of the team. And what is our task name? Well, it needs to be team dash task type, right? Remember all that stuff we had to type in and the 7 different steps? Watch this. Team, drop it in, give it a dash, and we're going to go back to table B, and we're going to pull in task type. 1 and done. There you go. So that's our pipeline. That took us 2 minutes to do that. All right, so let's turn it on. It's always going to run the pipeline, but we've got to trigger something. So let's go back to our app and see this baby in action. All right, so we're at our app. Oops, I didn't want to click that. Hold on, go back to the home page. Oh, you know what? We got to turn our automation off. That's what I need to do. So we're going to turn the automation off. Pipeline is on, automation is off, so we just don't confuse the system. All right, so we're going to go in here. We're going to go to our OPT team. And we're going to create a new team and see if the pipeline worked. So we're going to go in there. Let's give it a date, 21st, and let's call it Team Pipelines. There you go. Save and close. Now I'm going to show you this. Don't rush a pipeline. It takes a second because I'm going to go to the home page and oh my gosh, it didn't work. It did work. It's working right now. So it is working. It's going through its thing. So let's just refresh the home page real quick. Okay, just got to give it an extra second. There it is, Team Pipelines. 3 steps, 2 minutes to build it. You're saving 20 to 30% of your data entry workload right there. And it's accurate and efficient. So I get a little excited. Okay, so that's how we work on that. So that's automations. That's how to automate your life through automations and pipelines. Again, if you haven't checked out the pipeline sessions, go for it. It's great. I hope you enjoyed this session talking about automations. Have fun with it. It's definitely going to improve your applications. And again, if you could review this session, link will be posted in the chat. And thank you very much for your time. Thoroughly appreciated it. Okay, so Q&A time. What can we do?